That money is allocated to school districts through the Commission on Teacher Credentialing, which is part of why we haven't focused on it quite as much, because it has a bit of a unique system. That said, that money has been flexible for a number of years to districts.
Is that the induction?
It is.
Induction money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the first 2 years, the training, the mentoring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so that money, while it's not currently flagged as money that must be used for induction, that money is rolled into a district's allocation, and therefore they could allocate funds from within their larger budget to dedicate to induction programs or to whatever program the Commission on Teacher Credentialing is requiring at the time.
It raises an interesting question when we go from how many categoricals?
66.
So we have 60 categoricals. So you can imagine that when we're talking about rolling things into the base, that there's 60 opinions that disagree with you, because the categoricals have been the tool that we've used, kind of front-loading kind of an accountability by saying you have to spend this only on these things, and so the governor, I think, very much doesn't want us to start pulling out one after the other, and we're already pulling some out. We pulled out a few more than the governor. Where we'll end up on that is one of the big negotiating pieces, frankly. That's going to be very negotiated. Like, we pulled out adult ed. He does not like that. He wants adult ed in and, spent at the district's discretion. So it's a very difficult discussion because there are stakeholders associated with every categorical. And then the question is, how much are we going to really make local control a reality? So we could call this local control all we want, but if we're not trusting our local school boards and superintendents, then we're still maintaining all the control. So at some point we have to, I think, really rely, to Joe's point on the accountability system, on building an accountability system that can maintain local control, but give everyone the assurance that we know what's going on, and that what's going on is good for our students and in our educational environments. So we're shifting, I think, a little bit to, instead of the front end looking at the maybe performance measurements or outcome-based accountability that is going to